Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Relationship Communications Weekly Live. I'm Lisa DeToffel, your host, and today we're going to be talking about how to handle your email inbox. It's a big topic, right? So, Relationship Communications is a tactical and practical show we do every week at the same time, Friday mornings at 10 a.m. So I hope you will put that on your calendar and make plans to join us every Friday morning at 10 a.m. I come to you with a new topic, all about the professional world and the business world. Tips, tricks, to help you with within your business or in the professional world, okay? So we are sponsored by Tiger Eye Solution. At Tiger Eye Solution, we work with speakers and coaches and professionals to help them grow their business so they can enjoy being the CEO and do what they love to do within their business. And we do this virtually and in our online communities. So before we dive in, I do have a lot to share with you today about this particular topic. And I'm sure there's even more I could share besides what I'm going to share today because this is such a broad topic. Our email inbox is a very important tool and something we use on a daily basis, right? But before we dive into that topic, I'm going to talk a little bit and tell you a little bit about myself and some of the people, I know are new here today. So if you are new, you could be watching us in various different areas. If you happen to be on YouTube, go ahead and click the subscribe button so that you can be notified every time that we do go live. I know that there have been others sharing with me how they're inviting people to our Facebook group. So if you're not a part, and that is wonderful, thank you so much. And if you're not a part of our Facebook group, Relationship Communications, head on over to Facebook, type it in the search bar, and you will find our community. It's a free group to be a part of. There's a banner at the top that tells you kind of what we are. There's a photo there of me so that you know that you're in the right place. So go ahead over to Facebook, join our community. We're very active in that community. We interact with each other. We ask questions and answer questions and schedule coffee chats with each other and really get to know each other. And if you are new to that Facebook group, please introduce yourself because we want to know who you are and what it is that you do. So I did post a welcome post earlier this week for new members of the group. So you can go introduce yourself there at that within that post, welcoming new members. We would love to know who you are and what your business is and what you do. So without any further ado, I'm going to go ahead and introduce myself. Again, I'm Lisa DeToffel, your host, and this was me about 4.5 years ago. I am a former teacher prior to starting my business, Tiger Eye Solution, and this was me in the last classroom that I was a part of. I was a preschool teacher. This is a group of 3 and 4-year-olds. And I loved my time in the classroom. I really, really did. I learned a lot from the students that I worked with, and I'm sure they learned a lot from me as well. And I built relationships with those students. I mean, I had to build relationships with those students in order to learn the best way that they could learn what we had to teach them, right? I mean, they were just getting started on their education journey, in a preschool classroom. And so we had to teach them a lot of the basics for them to be able to proceed, and move forward in their education journey. So in order for us to do that, we definitely had to build those one-on-one relationships with each student in the class so that we could learn how they learn the best way that they learn, whether it's visual or, whatever the case was, because there was, definitely different things that we had to teach them throughout that school year, right? So I brought that skill with me into my business, building relationships, and that's what I love to do. Of course, I started Tiger Eye Solution back in 2018. I took a training program and earned a certification in my area of specialization, and my specialization area is relationship management and follow-up. I love what I do. Therefore, their Tiger Eye Solution was born, right? So, and I started building those professional relationships when I started my business. And then, of course, in 2020, when the pandemic hit, I made the decision to build a team for Tiger Eye Solution. So we currently have 10 team members, getting ready to possibly have 11. There is going to be a new service that Tiger Eye Solution is also going to be providing in the near future, I hope. I'll tell you about that later as it actually comes into place. But in 2021, I did build the team for Tiger Eye Solution. We offer various of services, of course, in the virtual world and working with clients all over the world. We work virtually, so, we can work with clients from any location. And then, of course, this is my why. This is my family. My husband, Jeff, my 3 children, Caleb, Matthew, and Alyssa, and then my daughter-in-law, Abby. Caleb and Abby just made us grandparents back in January of this year, and you see the twins. They're also in the photo. They are much bigger than that now. I need to update my photo of the twins because they are much bigger than that. They are now 3 months old and progressing and growing tremendously and doing very well. So Caleb's a firefighter. Abby's a special eds teacher at a local high school here in our area. And then Matthew, my middle son, graduated college in 2021 and really enjoys working in the, he was working for Apple. He has now transitioned, working for another cellular company as well. So he is really in the cellular service, and he loves what he does. My youngest, Alyssa, is a sophomore in high school, about to finish up her sophomore year in high school. She's super excited. We're going to start looking at colleges for her soon. She also just got her driver's license, so she will also be driving. So a lot of new things going on around in my personal and family world for sure. But let's dive into emails. Okay, I do have some notes here. And like I said, I do have a lot to share with you today about your email inbox. So let's get started. As a professional, really as a human, we all have email inboxes, right? So if you have an email inbox that's out of control, it can be very stressful. And that is, trust me, I've been there. And keeping it clean can feel like a full-time job. It really, really can. Getting everything cleaned up and organized the way it needs to be, okay? So, my email inbox even feels like that sometimes, right? I want to say also, if you're watching this live, please comment that you're here live. Let me know that you're here, where you're coming in from. I would love to hear that. If you're watching this later on the replay, please use hashtag replay that you are watching this at a later time. I would love, again, to invite everyone to put this on your calendar. Every Friday morning at 10 a.m. is when I go live with a new topic around professional in the business world. So we could all benefit, right, from the topics that I share. And especially, like I said, everybody has an email inbox, and that's what I'm talking about today. So back to our topic. Emails come in all day long, right? And some of them are filled with important information that we definitely need to see. But really, critically, it's critical that you have a handle and keep a handle on your email inbox so you don't miss those important emails from clients or customers, that's going to have that important information in it, right? So your inbox is important and you need to treat it with respect. Treat it as such. If it is important and that is a form of communication that is used between yourself or your business and your customers or clients, then you definitely need to treat it with respect, right? So that you don't miss any important emails, right? So treat it with care and make sure it's always in good shape. Now, I get it. Life gets busy. We're not always able to keep our email inbox in good shape, right? Therefore, we may miss an important email here or there. But there's a way. I'm going to tell you today, there is a way that you can get a handle on it, okay? To where hopefully you don't miss any important emails from clients or customers. All right. Again, email is the way most of us communicate with clients and customers. And, we don't want to miss those important messages that we get in those emails, okay? So here's a list of how you can get a handle on your email inbox. You want to stop the bleeding, okay? Let me explain what I mean by that. So if your inbox is a mess or a hot mess, like we like to say at Tiger Eye Solution, and what I mean is if you have more than 200 emails in your inbox, it's a mess, okay? So if you're even if my inbox gets over 100, then I know that there could possibly be a mistake, or there may be something that I missed that it's important that I really need to see. So at the end of the day, I like to have at least 35 to 40 emails in my inbox. And the first thing you need to do is stop the bleeding again, okay? What I mean by that is you're going to wrestle it down, kind of condense it down, okay? Take all your emails except for the last month or two, okay, and put them in a folder. And you can name it old email folder or something, old email inbox messages, something to that effect. So you no longer have to search your inbox for a specific email that you're looking for. You can now search in the folder. And after you have all your old emails in that folder, you need to go through the ones that are left in your inbox and get rid of all the ones that don't require your attention or action, okay? You may create a different folder if you have specific, say, newsletters or something from colleagues that you get on a regular basis. You may want to create a folder for those, just newsletters, create a folder and call it newsletters. Or, that's a folder filled with newsletters from others that you have subscribed to. You can go back at your convenience, when you have some extra time, and look at those, right? It's not something that has to stay in your inbox all the time. Hey, Patricia, so happy that you're here with me today. Thank you for hopping on. So, again, you want to have the old emails in a folder. And then again, like I said, if you have a certain amount of newsletters you're subscribed to, you might want to create a folder for those too. Okay. So you can put those in the proper folder and go back and look at them at your convenience. And then what is left, you want to make sure to go through those and see which ones you definitely need to keep and what you need to get rid of. One that does need your attention or action taken on, and what does not. Some of them may need to go to trash even. It depends on what they are. So let's talk about archive for a minute. And then we'll go back to the bleeding. All programs, no matter what type of email program you use, have the ability to archive. And that means archive emails, okay? And I mean archive versus deleting. So some of them, yes, you can go ahead and delete, but some of them you may want to archive instead of deleting, okay? And here's why you may want to archive. We as humans make so many decisions every single day, right? It's kind of exhausting how many decisions we make. So if you have at least 100 emails coming in each day and you have to make a decision about each one, you're going to be going out of your mind by 10 a.m. in the morning, right? Just trying to make a decision on each one of those emails. So you can just archive the emails. And that takes the decision right out of it at that very moment, right? And you only need to leave emails in your inbox that need your attention or are actionable, okay? So why do we want to move everything out and stop the bleeding? Is because it's like we have so many emails and we have all of them coming in all at once, right? And it feels like a big mess or a hot mess is what we like to call it. So instead of having that hot mess, because when you go to your email inbox and you look at that hot mess, it can be overwhelming, right? So to eliminate you being so overwhelmed every time you go into your email inbox, this is a good solution, okay? So, like I said, we have so many emails that are coming into us every day, and it feels like it's a big mess and it's overwhelming. So make your inbox important and care for it as such, okay? Kind of make it a sacred place, okay? Like it needs to be. Because like I said, a lot of those emails that are coming in could be from clients and customers. And yes, they do need your attention. You do need to see them. So you don't want them to get lost in all the rest of them, all the mess, right? So if you try to keep a handle on that mess, you're not going to miss the important ones that are coming in from your clients and customers, okay? So let's talk about folders. You have to be very careful when it comes to folders, okay? And you may want to write this down. Email is not a filing. Your email inbox is not a filing cabinet, because so many of us are scared that we might need an email from a client later, so we store it in a folder or in our inbox. Don't do that. I'm guilty too. I have done that in the past as well. There's other solutions that you can use to keep those messages or those emails from clients and customers in a safe place, okay? But it doesn't have to be in your email inbox. So if the email is archived, you can still find it with a quick search, okay? Then only emails you need to keep are those you need to come back to. If a client sends you work information, for instance, on Monday, and you're not going to do that work until Friday, right? In that case, you can, put that folder, put that in a folder and label it Sally's newsletter, or whatever, Sally's task information, whatever it is. Label the folder as with that client's name so that you know to go back to that folder and look at that email again when you get ready to do that work for Sally, right? And then also, so you don't forget, then you can open it up when you get ready to do that work, right? It might come in on Monday, but you might not be ready to do that work till Thursday or Friday later in the week, because you have other obligations before you get to Sally's work. And the deadline is not within the next couple of days, right? So if you have a deadline to get Sally's work done, that's great. But you may have X amount of days before that deadline gets here, right? So you need to have systems to manage your work with your clients, okay? And communicate with your clients outside of email. Like I said, there are other systems you can put into place to communicate with clients or to actually receive work or receive messages, questions, etc. from your clients and customers, okay? And a rule of thumb or a piece of advice I would give is that when you are taking on a new client or a customer, ask them what form of communication they prefer. Now, yeah, they may say email works the best for them, but they also may choose something else, such as text messaging or a phone call. They may want to have a phone call or Zoom call. They may want to have a regular weekly call with you to get updates on the work that's already been done or the work that you're doing for them, etc. Right? So everybody does not automatically communicate the same way, right? So you definitely want to make that clear up front when you first start working with a new client or a customer. And say, okay, what's your best form of communication so that, we're on the same page, right? Awesome. And thank you, DJ, for joining. Yes. This is great info for, all professionals, really. Enjoy your travels. DJ said she is traveling. But you can watch this on the replay later as well. Thank you, Patricia, for also being here with me today. Patricia is part of the Tiger Eye Solution team, so she can relate to the topic today, because that is what we do for clients as well, is help them with their emails. But write some of this information down. If you need to go back and listen to the replay later, that's perfectly fine, because this is great information for all professionals and business owners, because we all, well, humans in general, because we all have email inboxes, right? Whether it's a personal email inbox or it's a business or professional email inbox. And some of us may have both, right? So we definitely want to make sure we keep a handle on our email inboxes, so that they don't look like that hot mess, and then not so overwhelming every single time we open them, right? So if you have any questions about anything that I shared today, please feel free to put them in the comments below, or contact me directly. I'll be happy to have a conversation with you about it, or answer any questions that you might have. So until next week, I hope everyone has a great weekend. And I'll see you back next Friday at 10 a.m. for our next weekly live.